Considering all of the thousands of women who are saying they just want to be alone and isolate because they are so exhausted by looking out for and caring for others, I want to talk about the polyvagal ladder in terms of how we can look at this from a nervous system perspective. So ideally, we want to be living up in the top part of this ladder, this ventral vagal state where we are safe and social. We're connected, we're creative, we're curious, we have humor. This is kind of when life is in flow and things feel really aligned and easy. Now, when there is a real or perceived threat, then we can be taken into the sympathetic nervous system. This is where we have energy to respond to that danger, to fight or to flight. And I see a lot of eldest daughters and perfectionists living in this zone for a really long time. You're constantly on, constantly busy, and you can't switch off and can't relax. Now, if you don't return to the ventral vagal, if that kind of perceived or real threat isn't resolved, then you might end up down in dorsal vagal. Now, this is when your nervous system is like, well, if we can't escape the threat, then we're just going to disconnect from our body. And this is when you feel numb and kind of apathetic. You're not motivated by life or your hobbies anymore, and you're really just tapped out. And this is, I think, when a lot of women who've been in that sympathetic state for a long time will just clock out. They'll just isolate. It might feel like a relief at first. If you are a woman who's like, I really just want to be alone, I want you to question whether you are in this state and you are actually restoring and recharging, or whether you're in this state because you are in shutdown and your nervous system is just trying to help you cope through your day-to-day stressors. If you're in the fawn response, then you are in a blend of both the sympathetic and the dorsal vagal, so it's like your foot's on the gas and the brake at the same time. And we want to move you back to this kind of thriving zone. We're designed to live up in this state and then just kind of dip into these states when it's necessary and relevant. We end up living in these zones. How do we get you back into that ventral vagal state? We start to teach the body in very small and consistent ways that it is safe. And we signal this with the body, or at least that's how I found it most helpful. And this is what I teach to my clients. This is how I use nutrition and somatic tools. But there are so many ways that you can signal safety to your body. So learning how to do that will get you gradually back up that ladder. But you have to start signaling safety.